Welcome to Movie World Plus, the place where we talk movies, and I'm here to review Cocaine Bear. Roar! That's how I do it. Look, if you don't know what this movie is, I mean, that's what this movie is. There's really no other way to describe this. I can sit here and review it for all these minutes, which I'm going to do. But if you like the idea of watching a huge black, I guess it's a black bear, brown bear, I forget. One, they tell you all about what you're supposed to do if a bear comes at you. But if you'd like to see a big bear high on cocaine going crazy on a bunch of people in the woods, well then Cocaine Bear is the movie for you. Look, I like this film. I enjoyed this film, directed by Elizabeth Banks. What a interesting departure for her, based on a true story. Yeah, this film is exactly what you expect it to be. It's mindless fun, super gory at times, and that's exactly what I wanted going into this movie. I expected it to not be taken too seriously, and yeah, I wanted to see the bear chow down on some unsuspected people. It's that type of movie. Yeah, like it's a little slow in parts. It takes a little long to get going, but commit, because the if you're waiting for the payoffs, they give you some, and it's definitely gory and definitely exciting. But the film centers around, it's a lot of characters that they got to sort of set up that she does her best to sort of get going. The film is set like in the late 80s, which gives it a nice feel. Yeah, it's got the pacing of that type of film too, but then it just goes a little extreme in its violence, which again, I appreciated. But the film sets up all of our characters. And again, you got a lot of characters here. In fact, I couldn't find a lot of group shots, but this sort of cast photo on the runway or in the premiere sort of shows. You have basically, I think I have this. Hold on. This will clarify a little bit more. You've got, Alden Ehrenreich. I don't know how to say his name. He played Solo in, the Han Solo movie. And, he was really good in, it was a Coen Brothers, Hail Caesar. Fantastic. He does a good little role here. He gives it his best. This is an actor, Alden. I don't know how to say his name, but, Solo was clearly just a bad movie for him. This guy's a good actor. I want to see him more stuff. Apparently he's in the next Christopher Nolan movie. For such a small little role where they are basically drug dealers going to the woods to try to get the cocaine that is dropped. I guess I skipped that. The movie starts with a guy in an airplane pushing the cocaine off, and the cocaine lands in the woods. And obviously a bear gets into it and then can't stop finding more. And that's the movie. Now there's a bunch of people in the woods. There's a park ranger played by Margo Martindale, who she's great. And Jesse Taylor Ferguson plays like this animal expert. They come into the woods along with these like weird park criminals, which are just these weird excuse for a bunch of people to get their, comeuppance. And then there's another officer comes in, and then there's Keri Russell of Felicity and her kid, who has now gone off to see the falls. And so there, again, the first like 20 minutes or so, it's a nice tight 90 minutes overall. But the first like 15, 20 minutes or so is definitely setting up these characters, why they're all there, where they're going, giving you some fun moments. And then, yes, they're not all going to survive. I won't tell you who does or what, but that's part of the fun. This is Ice Cube's kid, O'Shea Jax, is this right? Is that his name? From Straight Outta Compton as well. He's fun. He's good. He and Alden are sort of the drug guys, and they're working for Ray Liotta as the kingpin, who sort of sends them out. You got to find this coke before, someone else does. So they're out in the woods. The punks are out in the woods. The kids are out in the woods. The rangers out in the woods. There's a cop out in the woods. All these people are out in the woods trying to sort of like find their own little paths, but they all cross paths into Cocaine Bear. And, yeah, it's exactly what you'd expect. Cocaine Bear delivers. I mean, the effects are pretty solid. It's definitely CGI a lot of times, but Cocaine Bear steps up and really does some insanely crazy sequences. He really wants that hit. He's going to go get that line no matter the cost. And I got to say I enjoyed myself. There's some cleverness. The kills are what you want in a film like this. It's my biggest problem with a lot of horror films. Like, when I watch like the last Halloween, like I just want some fun, creative scenes where we're going to see like the deaths, and a lot of that for me, that's sort of a fun part of like a slasher horror film. And in a B movie sort of movie like this, you want to see a bear movie, B movie. You want to see some really outlandish, funny sort of death scenes. And yes, Cocaine Bear does deliver in that regard. Could they have done a few more? Yes. I always think more the better. That's really what we're here for. And I think there's a few slower points that could have probably been substituted with getting us try to invest less in the characters and more just in the mayhem. But Elizabeth Banks is, if I were to give it any fault, Elizabeth Banks is definitely giving a little bit too much time at times to try to make us love these characters when I just don't care that much. And it's no disrespect to the actors. Each of them are trying to do their fun thing. Margo, Alden, they all get a time to shine. I like the cop. They all get little moments to shine, but there's just still sometimes it feels a little too long where I just want to get to the good parts. Give me some support. Give me my leads that I'm supposed to relate to and feel for, and then give me my supporting cast that are all just going to get eaten by this bear. At times it's sort of unclear, like who's the lead here? What's going on? The film's jockeying around its characters a little bit too much at times. But when the bear shows up and the carnage begins, well, then I just didn't care anymore, and I was invested and I was having a blast. You definitely want to see this film with an audience. Like the audience definitely made this film, I would say, more fun because they were laughing and hollering. It's very similar to another one I loved, and I have to say I think I loved it more. Violent Night this past December, which was like the Cocaine Bear of Christmas movies, about Santa Claus going and getting these terrorists. I had such a blast with that movie. And that one to me was probably more fun to an extent. This is similar in tone. And I did appreciate sort of its 80s vibe. Its 80s like sort of pacing vibe. And I love the fact that it was 90 minutes. Am I alone? We need more 90-minute movies again. I don't want 3-hour, 4-hour movies. I don't want 15-part limited series. I just want some good 90-minute movies that we can go back to enjoying. And this falls in that camp well. But yeah, it's tight from a time standpoint. Could have used a little bit more gore for me, but it does have a lot. I don't want you to think it doesn't have a lot. It has a lot. But at this point, I was like, just keep bringing it. Because when the bear shows up and attacks, that's when the movie's on fire. When we're walking around with the people, it's like hit or miss for me. It was hit or miss for me. So overall, yeah, I got to say, do you check out Roar? Yeah, I think you should check out Cocaine Bear. It's if the premise appeals to you, if you've made it this far and you're like, yeah, that sounds fun, I would definitely give it a go. Look, I support the movie theaters right now, and I love that this is put in the theaters. It's something different, based on a true story, but it just felt like something more original, and I appreciated Elizabeth Banks taking a chance with it. I appreciate the cast, everybody stepping up and just having fun with this. Oh, I forgot. The best part of this, this guy, what's his name? Scott Seiss, the IKEA video guy. Where's this guy? Oh my God. I'm so glad I didn't forget to give him a shout. He's the guy who did all those amazing TikToks about when you work at IKEA. Anyway, have you ever watched the Scott SEISS retail TikTok compilation? Do yourself a favor and watch that compilation. He plays like an EMT worker who shows up, and by far the standout for me in the movie. I love that Elizabeth Banks cast him in this, gave him that shot. He was perfect in it. We gave the perfect faces. Really, really loved seeing the IKEA salesman now at full. He's a comedian too, but I loved seeing IKEA man now become an actor in Cocaine Bear. Bravo. Really well done. And Scott, I'm a fan. Nice work there. That was really funny. So there you go. That's Cocaine Bear. What do you guys think? Are you going to see it? Are you excited? Make sure you subscribe here to the channel for more movie coverage. Hit that bell for alerts so you get notified. Smash the like button and leave your comments down below on Movie World Plus. And I got Creed 3 coming up next to review, Scream 6, and a lot more. In fact, I may get into some scoops. I may have some more movie scoops for you over here on Movie World Plus. So make sure you hit that subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching my movie coverage. Appreciate you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your night.